Mr. Gray, are you there? Good evening, everyone. The time is 7:01. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson, could you do the invocation, please?
Yes. Good evening. Father God, we just thank you for your grace and we thank you for your mercies that are new every morning. We thank you for allowing us to see another day. And Father God, we just honor and praise you. We ask that you would grace us with your presence and we ask that you would help us to make right decisions that would benefit the city, the citizens and employees of the city. Grace us with wisdom as we work and plan for this new budget. We ask that you would bless the city to have more than enough. In Jesus' name we pray, amen and amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk, do the roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cross,
Here.
Councilman Harrison, Councilman Herring, Councilman Herring, Councilwoman Jones,
Here.
Councilman Williams,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson,
Here.
Mayor Derek Curtis.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Any opposition? All right. Hearing none by unanimous consent, the agenda is hereby adopted. Out of here. The only item, well, obviously the management reports are available for council members to review. There will not be an adoption of minutes, but the minutes are available for you to review. The only item on the agenda tonight really is the discussion of the fiscal year budget. We said that we were going to go over the revenue and small departments. Is Mr. Stewart here? Did not see Mr. Stewart. Well, the budget is the council's to adjust. So I'll open the floor to council members as it relates to the budget discussion. First up, let me pull up the budget. Work session. Councilwoman Cross.
Thank you so much. So with the treasurer, also acting city manager, Mr. Dean Stewart not on the line, should we just postpone the meeting or try and get him on the line because he and the formerly departed Mr. Brian Wood, former city manager of City of Glenarden, worked this budget. So if we have questions, the clarity rests with them. Over.
You can certainly make a motion.
Um, Mayor, I just
Yes.
called him. He said he's getting on.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, are there any questions related to Anybody want to go over any questions related to any departmental reports? I know we have the chief, acting chief here, and council clerk. Just for records, I see that Councilman Hairston has joined the call as well.
Mayor, question before we start.
Yes, sir.
Was this the link for the 6:30 meeting too?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, that's why I didn't find it. I thought there's two separate links.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry about that.
no worries.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
the website, it did had a 6:30 and it had a 7. It was
Yeah,
two different tabs. So they was the same links on both tabs? Because I know I popped on the 7 o'clock. I couldn't get on, and then when I came back to the website, the numbers was changed.
Council clerk, could you verify that there were that there were the same links?
They were the same links, and I actually sent out several emails verifying that the link for the 6:30 and the 7 were the same.
Maybe I had to refresh the website. So
All right, I still do not see him.
Yeah, I do have a question while while waiting for Mr. Stewart to come on board.
Yes,
And maybe
sir.
somebody can answer this. I see that they cut the grass, that Public Works cut the grass over at Glenarden Housing, but they didn't cut the grass in Glenarden City. Well, how did that happen? I mean, why would they cut their grass before they cut the city's property first? I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
that's a Mr. Stewart question too.
Yeah, that's a Mr. Stewart question. That's a
No.
good point.
Good
Um,
evening, everyone.
Good evening. Before I go to you, Councilwoman Jones.
Yeah, I found that very because they cut public housing on Wednesday, a little mid-morning because after it stopped raining, and then they went back over there on Thursday. I don't understand what happened on Friday, why the grass couldn't have been cut for the city because it was a very nice day, but I didn't see anybody cutting the where we want to put the police department. They weren't at the over there where that open field for where the VFW is, or I keep calling it VFW, but foreign, well, whatever that is. And there was no cutting done around, where the campaign signs are. I didn't understand that at all. I mean, like I said before, uh, I don't,
American Legion,
I,
Ms. Jones, American Legion.
okay, the American Legion. Thank you. I'm frustrated about why the grass didn't get cut. And since Mr. Stewart is online, maybe he can answer that question. Why didn't the grass for the city get cut on Friday? At least start. Of course, the Veterans Memorial grass hadn't been cut either. So, but I didn't see them anywhere in the city, in the forefront of the city. And I think we had already discussed as a council that before the weekends, in order for the grass, the area to look nice, the Public Works needed to cut the grass on Thursday or Friday in order for the entrances of the city to look presentable. I didn't understand that. That was a whole day wasted to me because you like Councilman Herring said, they cut the grass, like I said, over there on Wednesday mid-morning after it stopped raining. Then they went back on Thursday and tightened it up. And I expected on Friday that someone would be out there to cut the grass around City Hall, around the campaign signs, and around both of our open lots that we have. At least start there. But it wasn't done, and I don't understand that. Mr. Stewart, maybe you can answer that question for me. Thank you.
Mr. Stewart, that's a question from both Councilman Jones and Councilman Herring as to why the city grass was not cut.
I was, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So I am not sure what happened because my instruction was to ensure that the city get looks after first, but not really first. The project that should be at the GHA shouldn't be a project that stresses what we need to do in the city. It should either be a project that take 2 days or 3 days, depending on how we manage the city's beautification, the grass cutting, and so on. So I am a bit upset on Friday as well when I was told that the city was not cut. So I'm truly confused as to what's happening there. But the project was cut the city, take a hour, go over by GHA, cut what you can, come back to the city the next day, finish up those other work that needs to get done by Friday, or everything should have been complete. Now, I need to see what their schedules are for the work or the tasks that they need to do on a daily basis and how they're being distributed to the different staff. I've been waiting for that and I'm just not seeing it. So I guess I'll have to work with the public work team to find out how they do the cleaning of the city on a daily basis. What are the different aspects that go into the cleanliness of the city? So I am not very happy with that incident as well.
All right. Any other questions before we start? Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes, I don't have a question, but I just want to make known for the record, I did mention that first thing on Friday to Mr. Stewart, and I would have thought that today, moving forward, that Public Works would have given some kind of explanation, or they would have been confronted about that, because it's clearly not acceptable that we went the whole weekend. You know, that area is like right off 704, off of the main Glenarden Parkway, and it's looking like I don't know what, it's just not acceptable. So I'm asking that some kind of explanation, or they need to be spoken to like tomorrow, because it's not acceptable, and it's just not acceptable. And some of them been working long enough to know how things should go. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. All right. First section of the budget that we're going over is the revenue. Um, Council members, the floor is open. If you have questions, Mr. Stewart is available. And there we go.
Yes, I have a couple of questions on that.
Yep. Councilman Herring?
Um, let's see. I think the first thing is the personal property tax prior year. You had $40,000 here, and you had $40,000 last year, and we got nothing. And the year before that, we got 2560. So why are we putting $40,000 in here for prior year personal property taxes being paid?
Before you answer that, I'm not Councilman, Acting City Manager Stewart, Mr. Gray, could you make me the host so I can share my screen and people can see the budget? Please. Or Council Clerk, if you have the ability to do it, it'd be great. You can answer, Mr. Stewart.
Okay, so thank you. So the $40,000 that we put there is an amount that we expect to come in. Now, the personal property tax billing that has been coming through, they're all not necessarily for the current year. Some of it is coming from prior year. what we need to do in accounting is to differentiate between the current and the previous. And we're in the process of separating them so we can have better analysis for next year. So it's only an analysis situation where most of what is collected for prior year is still included in the current year numbers.
So why do we even break it out like this? I mean, it's property taxes, that's it.
Yes, that's a good question. And that is something that has been done over the years. And in a sense, I would say let's group it all together. I don't know what the analysis will bring for us to look at current year versus prior year. Because at the end of the day, you have businesses that are doing their filing for their personal property tax, sometime for multiple years, for 3 years, for 2 years. And we can only collect for the year that we are in. So we'll consider that current. But as you say, I think we should consider, just have personal property tax, whether it be current or prior, just have one number for personal property tax for the year.
Okay. The next thing is, and I told you I was gonna bring this one up, this big plug in the budget for revenue of $680,000 for speed camera and stop sign camera. Why are we putting that in there? I don't understand the logic in even putting that number in there. If last year we only got $159,000 and now we say we're going to get $680,000, that's crazy. I'm not
Okay.
understanding why that was put in there.
Okay, so this number is based on the total amount of revenues that the city received. It's 10% of the total revenue that the city received that we could actually use from the speed monitoring and the stop sign cameras. What we have seen so far for 2026 is that we have collected over $1.2 million. Could you hold a second? Let me just see here. April. So in the special revenue section of the financials, we have traffic cameras pulling in $1.1 million for traffic infringement. And we have for stop sign 1.061. So that's 2,167 in funds coming in for this year.
Well, why are we showing that amount for 2027? We don't know what we're gonna get in 2027 once people know the cameras are there. So you're assuming that we're gonna get 680,000 in 2027 based on what we got in 2026?
Yes, and I'm doing that based on the fact that we see that, especially for the stop sign, those values don't seem to go down. It continuously is high. Like for last month, we see 270,000 in revenue. And this is...
No, we gave out $270,000 in tickets.
Yes. And
we didn't receive the revenue yet, have we?
Yes, we have. We have.
So you don't think and I know this is going to happen. Eventually, those numbers are going to drop dramatically. I can tell you that right now. Once everybody knows, because the stop sign cameras are within the neighborhood, everybody knows where they are.
Right. What I can agree with you about is I see that the speed camera went down a bit. But they tend to go back up, but not as high as it was before. Like during the first part of the um the 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 system, we were getting over $150,000. Now we're getting $70,000.
Now I'm only getting 70,000,
Yes.
and that's probably gonna go down even lower. But I guess my other concern is that you're putting that in there, then you're showing a $500,000 surplus, which I'm not understanding that because there should not be a surplus of that amount of money. I feel that number should be brought down to what probably closer, whatever the difference is between the 680 and the 553. And if we get the extra additional money in, then good. But also, I think that what we need to be looking at also with this money is that if we want to build a police building, we need to start putting more money aside than just $1 million that we had. Because as we go along, the building is going to get more and more. Like I say, I mean, we only got like 5 million. We probably gonna need about 6 million, 6.5 at the rate we're going now. Even if we did a 1-story, things are going up. So I just think that we need that number really needs to be. I don't believe we're going to get $680,000. I honestly don't. Think we're
Councilwoman
gonna
Harry,
get. Yes.
can I just add on to your point?
No, go ahead.
Uh, Mr. Stewart, you said that we could get 10% of the
So
overall,
of the overall revenues of the city.
revenue of the city.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Sorry, Councilman Harry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm finished with my statement.
All right. Um, Councilman Williams.
Question is, Mr. Acting City Manager, 10%, that applies to the stop, that applies to the speed cameras. Does that also apply to the stop camera?
Yes, it does. So it look at all revenues received by the city, including grants as well. So it look at all of those funds. We take 10% of that because that's the most we could keep. Remember now, there are expenses that are going to be set off against these. And these expenses are the charges that these vendors charge for the stop camera, the stop sign, and for the speed camera. So those costs will go against this money. But at the end of the day, it's looking at all revenues for the city.
Right.
Except for the gold room.
Is the acting chief on? Is he here? Yes. Chief Robinson.
Yes, I am here.
Are we still getting between 300 and 400 tickets a day on that one, Sir Michael?
I was
And the reason why I asked that, I sat there for an hour last week just to see. And it was just violation after violation after violation. And a lot of these people are not the city people. Some of them are just transient coming through the city. But some of them are, but it was violation after violation after violation. Now I got hit three times and I paid my ticket. But that I just need to know, are we still getting 300 to 400 tickets a day at that one stop sign?
I would say yes.
And this been constant for the last 3 to 6 months?
Yes, just I believe I'm gonna say Friday. My guys, they approved over like 900.
Yeah. So, and our charge for there is $1,200 a month plus $10 per violation that we collect?
I thought it was 1,000. Dean, if you can correct me, I think it's 1,000. I'm not sure.
Somewhere
The
around there.
charge?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I'm just stating what I actually saw, and it was brought to my attention, say 3 months ago, Chief Rouse, when I got my first ticket there. So I've been just monitoring that for the last 3 months, and I go and I ask the question, but 900 tickets, one stop sign, that ain't going down that much. If anything, it's going to stay 300 to 500 a day. And you do, if we collect $30 for each ticket, that's coming into the revenue. And as soon as we get the vendor or we approve the other vendor to go assess these people's tags so they can't get their tags, we're going to get our money. So, I mean, you can just do the math, how much, I mean, city manager just said we received $276,000 in 1 month from the violation. There's more money to get once those twos come in. Those twos are coming. So I'll just end my conversation. Chief, did the vendor get back to you about when they're going to have the MVA?
Um, Chief Robinson, I'd reach out to him, and I think he said that they finally got through to the to get their flagging. Could you
Flagging,
just
yes.
speak a little more on that for me, Chief Robinson? Because you spoke
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
yes.
Avio sent me an email last week telling me that they're finally able to do the ticket. So they're actively doing it now. So the stop sign tickets they're able to process those now.
And flag people so they can't get the tag. So we're going to
Yes.
get more revenue, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me. And this, because if they in the state of Maryland, we're going to guarantee to get our money because they can't get the tags and renew their tags if they can't, don't pay those tickets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Williams. One more question on that topic, Mr. Stewart. So, what's the accounting for that 10%? Is it allocated across the months, or is it lump sum? Because I think you said that we've already could assessed about $2 million in fines in 2026, did you say?
Yes.
So how
But
come that, I mean, when do you recognize that 10% of revenue?
so what we do is as funds come in, we recognize all of that fund that is received. The difference between what we receive and the cost of monitoring the system, which is obvious charge or red speeds charge, we take that out. But this number that you're looking at is to account for only the portion that is unrestricted. Unrestricted in the sense that we could use it for mostly police expenditures. But once we go over that amount, it has to be returned to the state. And right now, based on the report that I just did, we are 800 and our revenues to date is 8 million. Could you hold a second? Let me just pull that up. Treasurer's report. Second. So Treasurer's report is showing that we, to April 30th, earned 8,699,000. So we, as a city, can use $869,000 of that amount. But do understand that we only collected 820,000. So we are still within that 10%. So we wouldn't be returning any funds to the the state.
I'm sorry, say it again. We've collected $820,000.
So okay, so we have collected $1,195,000 for Red Speed. Their charges is 374,000, leaving us with 820,900. So of this 820,000, we could actually keep all of that money because our revenues in total give us a 10% of 869,000. So we're like $49,000 in the black. We don't have to return any funds to them. However, however, I am a bit concerned about the stop sign tickets because we have not reported on stop signs before. So I need to get more information on that side to see if that also is a part of the speed monitoring system.
And just so I'm clear, so the two separate things, right? So,
Yes.
but with each one is the 10% of your revenue.
I am not sure about the stop sign as yet. I'm still looking into that.
Okay.
Yes.
Mayor, can I follow up on that?
Yes, sir.
So let me ask a question. So let's say the stop sign does factor into that.
Yes.
That means we'll have to give most of that money away because we're going to reach our threshold. Is that correct?
I will say yes. If we should include the stop sign, because stop sign is really bringing in a lot of money as it relate to the stop sign. But speed monitoring is what we have been reporting to the state, not stop sign. So I'm really looking into that to find out if that too we have to do 10%. And if so, then we will be refunding some money to the state.
Close to the $1 million that we collected.
Not that much because it's
Well,
anything over 10%.
No, but if the speed cameras are going to, we almost at the threshold right now.
Yeah,
For the
we're
speed cameras,
right
right?
close. We're close.
We're right close.
Yes.
So if we hit that threshold just with the speed cameras and they say you need to include the stop sign cameras and all the money we collected for the stop sign cameras, we need to go to the state because we're over the threshold that we were supposed to be over the 10% threshold. Now, with that. So I think you need to find out sooner than later.
Yes, yes. And one thing too, Mr. Councilman Herring, the amount that is being collected does not affect our revenue. Like this provision that I made for the 680, that amount will still be there. It will not affect it. But it is showing you that we will be going over that amount as collection if we put both the speed and the stop sign together. So that's why I'm a bit confident that we can make that.
When you give us the the report on the bank balances,
yes,
that money's in that, right?
Yes, it is. Yes,
okay, so it's technically you're saying it may not be on your financial report, but we're seeing the actual money in the bank, and we're looking like, oh, we've got all this extra money when we may not have all that extra money.
That money goes into the special revenue, not in the general operations.
Not in the general operations, right? Exactly.
Right,
but I'm just saying from the standpoint of, and even if it's in special revenue, it might be overstated if we're not supposed to have all of that.
Mhm.
And you have that, you've including that in this budget though, this 27 budget though. So I think you're gonna have to find out for sure what we can and cannot have, because that number may have to be cut if we got to send that to the state.
Yes, but please understand that it does not change the 680, it just enforces it that we will collect more than the 680.
I still
And
think, yeah, go ahead.
and we just return what is collected over that threshold.
No, I still question the 680. You said the gentleman said that they're flagging, that they're going to start flagging. That flag is only valid for Maryland drivers. Do we know? Or do we have or is it a cross jurisdictional, like Maryland, Virginia, DC, which sometimes it is. Do we know
I
if it's
think sometimes it is, but I think
Yeah,
we
I
should
think, like I said, I filled out, like I said, when I,
1 second. Yeah, acting chief. Yeah, if you have something, that's fine. Just raise your hand, but we can't all talk at the same time. So, Mr. Stewart, could you let the chief chime in here, please?
yes, please.
yeah, I'm sorry
Chief.
about that. I'm sorry about that. When I was dealing with Avio, I actually filled out documents for Maryland and Virginia. I believe Virginia was the holdup all along, but so I'm going to say Maryland and Virginia definitely. Unknown to me about DC.
okay.
Okay, Mr. Stewart.
Yes, but I will ask our representative at Ovio to give us more information on it.
Okay. Well, I guess also that surplus that you're showing, which is basically a surplus of the speed camera money. That's really what it is. That really needs to be reflected in the police building. Any extra money we have need to go to that line item so that we can bolster that budget some for whenever we get it built. I don't know when we'll get it built. I don't know where we
Yes.
even are with this whole project.
Yes, so that amount has been transferred to the capital section of the budget.
But the 563,
The 563, yes.
it's been put to where? That one point whatever $1 million of the budget?
If you look in the finance sources, you'll see general fund surplus in the capital project section. That's on page 9 of 27. You'll see the 563, 169 there. So it is being put into capital. And then we'll use it accordingly.
Use it to
If
do
it's
what?
needed, if it's needed to do any of these projects, then we could apply to those projects.
I think you should put it toward the police and take that budget up from 1 million to 1,563,169. 169. Myself, we need to stop bolstering that police building budget. I'm telling you, we don't know how much it's going to cost us. So, all right, that's it for me on. I think that's all. That's it for me on revenue.
Yeah, Mr. Stewart.
Yes.
I would say that I'm still confused. So you're saying that for the speed camera we got 1 point something million, and of the let's just say $1.1 million,
Yes.
that we're allowed to keep we could keep 10% of our total revenues for the city.
Yes.
And we're basing off, I am assuming, is it prior year's revenue or is it current year's revenue?
This current year revenue.
And you're saying that out of our current year revenue, we have $8 million in revenue.
Yes.
Okay. So 1 point something million. You said that the fee to pay for it is roughly $320 million, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that means that we're keeping the balance because we're not at the threshold. The threshold we send back. So we're keeping the balance.
Yes.
And that is just for the speed cameras.
That is just for speed cameras.
Okay. So, and again, then leads me to two questions. One, you said that money is somewhere, but it's not in here. It's not in our actuals for the year. Where is it in this actual column?
Oh no, it's in the special revenue section.
And that is on tab. Do you
That
see my
is page,
tab? This is the budget that you sent in
yes.
Excel. So what tab? Would that be general operations?
Not general operations. It would be in special revenue fund. Hold a second, let me give it the page.
Yeah.
So on page 7, you see in the middle, camera photo enforcement.
Okay.
You'll see.
So that's just all right. Okay, I see what you're saying. So it's here. Okay. It's here for the actuals that you've already recognized. So with that $1.4 million, then it's safe to say that 680 is just fine
It's reachable, yes.
because you're not even accounting for the stop sign cameras, which this year you also said we separately from the speed cameras gained $1 million from that, and
Yes.
that you just need to figure out the structure behind that, which, from my understanding, it is separate from the speed cameras. So it's 10% from each because they're two separate things. And you can verify that. That's fine.
Okay. Yes.
But my understanding of that is correct, right?
I yes, I think so. So if I'm reporting, I am thinking speed monitoring is one report, but the stop sign, that's what I need clarity on to know if
Okay.
when I'm reporting to the state, if I must report them together or if I should report them separate. Now, if they're reporting separate and they're asking for 10% for each, then we're in still even in a better position. If it is 10% together, then as Mr. Herring says, we may be in a little bind there. We have to return some funds to the state.
Yeah, I'm asked that you figure it out sooner rather than later so that we can, have a better understanding about something that we already have
Yes.
in
So no
place.
later than tomorrow. I'll get that reviewed.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
All right, I just looked it up and it reads, in Maryland, there is no standardized statewide stop sign camera program. Automated enforcement for stop signs is limited to specific local pilot programs, primarily concentrated in Prince George's counties. Cities do not pay revenues to the state. Rather, fines revenue legally revert to the jurisdiction. However, but when you go to the speed camera, it's talked about what y'all just talked about, 10%. But then they say it rarely goes over it. So my reading of this, what I just looked up, and you can verify it tomorrow, is two separate
Yes.
things because it says how this is rare that we have to pay money back to the state. So I think it's two separate ones that the state you have to do the speed camera. But according to what I just saw, looked it up, it says that the, the ones in Prince George's County does not pay revenues to the state, rather fines revenue legally revert to the jurisdiction. So you can follow that up with the comptroller's office, Mrs.
Will do.
Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but with that,
So, Mr. Mayor, I would just close with 600. That figure is probably low, uh, based on what we've collected so far and with projection. Um, so I think that's fine to keep that 600 and some odd $1,000 in the budget for next year, because I think that's very conservative. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, Councilman. The only concern that I have, Mr. Stewart, is that I think we're double counting some of this because the page that you sent me to, page 7,
Yes.
has in a budget 1.35 million expected. And we go to the front page, it has 680,000 expected. Why is it in two different places?
So in the special, that's where we receive the funds in total, but only a portion, only so I see what you're saying. But I still have to be transferring funds from the special account to the general fund account. So if I'm understanding what you're saying, move it from the general operations and let it all stay in special. But the expenditures relating to what we're going to be spending is in the general fund.
Okay, so just back up.
So it's
2
an
seconds.
offset. Yes.
Yeah, help me understand if I'm reading this correctly. You have $1.35 million in special revenue fund. You have $680,000 in licensing and permits. That's $2 million roughly. So are you saying that this budget is proposing that we're going to receive $2 million approximately in citation revenue as it currently reads? Or am I missing something?
Yes, you're missing something. Let's look at
Okay.
the special revenue section.
Okay. What do you
Expenses.
see my screen?
Yes.
All right.
Hold on a
So
second.
which tab is the special revenue on?
Special revenue is on page. Oh, no, it's on page. Could you scroll up to special revenue? It's on that tab, but
It's on
scroll up.
on the same tab.
Yes, yes. And you got to scroll all the way over to special revenue.
General fund, public works, general operations. And you see I have to scroll over?
No, continues.
Okay,
So
here we go.
special
Special
revenue.
revenue. This is special revenue.
Continue. Continue scrolling. Continue.
Okay.
Camera enforcement. This is it.
All right.
Yes.
So here we go. Camera enforcement. So we have this here. Where's my? Just so I know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have the 1.3 million here, right? And we have the 680,000 up at the top. So that's $2.03 million. Are you saying so am I correct in reading that we are budgeting for $2.03 million in citation revenue related to stop sign cameras and speed cameras?
No, there.
Okay.
What I'm accounting for are those expenses that would be taken from the special revenue that will go into or transferred over to general funds.
Okay. All right.
So,
Explain.
so
Go
the
ahead.
680 would be set off against the 1.35 here
So you're
to trans.
transferring, so of this 1.35 here, you're transferring 680 to where we saw the 680.
Exactly.
And that's to cover the expenses.
That's to cover the expenses in general funds.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Councilwoman Jones? I may have more questions, but for now.
Thank you. I
Yes.
just wanted to verify that the state of Maryland was not involved in the stop sign cameras. It was with the county that we had to send our ordinance and send a letter to let them know this is what we wanted to do, and the county council approved it. So I just wanted to verify that the state of Maryland doesn't have any dealings with the stop sign cameras. It's the Prince George's County that approved uh, the municipalities to have the stop sign camera programs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Council here? Yes.
Okay, now I'm more confused than ever before. So technically, Mr. Stewart, this so-called special revenue fund technically is not a budget per se. It's really like a supplemental informational sheet, because you're saying the 680 is in 1350, the $1.3 million, right?
Yes, it is.
And so you're showing it in the general operating budget.
Yes,
Okay, because you're going to move it over to there.
because
So this sheet really is informational purposes only.
this special revenue.
The
Yes,
special revenue is informational only.
yes.
You may want to change the name of that. I mean,
Okay.
because because I'm thinking the
Um,
same thing as the mayor. Like, okay, we got 1.3 here and we got 680 there. That's 2 million and something. $2.1 million. Because I'm thinking but it's really like almost like he was saying, like not double counting, but it looks like it's double counting because it's here and it's there. But we're not technically budgeting from this. So are all of the expenses that's shown under this special revenue in the general revenue also? The general operating budget also?
yes, it is. But
Okay.
we are still short of some more expenses, which is in the general fund. That's it.
Okay, so this is really an informational page, not really so much as a budget as it is an informational page on what we're collecting.
Yes.
Because a lot of this
Yes.
money is already these numbers are reflected into the general operating budget already.
Yes, sir. So what is happening if we get grants? We run it through the special revenue as restricted funds, and as they're used, we are transferring them from the special fund to either capital or to general fund. So they always set off to leave maybe a zero balance at the end of the program.
So I guess like I was saying, so this page here, like I said, is an informational. So that you're just basically showing us we're collecting this information, and these are the items that we're spending it on that falls in line with what they're restricted for.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you may want to change the name of this page here. It's more of a supplemental informational page more than it is a budget per se.
Yes.
Because all these numbers are already in the general operating.
Yes. If you should scroll up and look at the special police grant, you will see that you have the state police grant, you have the bonds that we're expecting for the police facility. And if you notice that it goes to a zero balance as we move these funds to their respective expenditures, whether it be capital or in general fund. So it leaves a zero balance there. Yeah, you're just passing. Go back up.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Councilman Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilwoman Jones, thank you for confirming what I read. So I say that to say, ladies and gentlemen, based on what Councilwoman Jones and I read, all that money we get from the stop sign, the whole $1 million can go to our $1 million plus can go into our budget for the police department. Because it doesn't have to be shared with the state and it goes directly to the jurisdiction. So yes, it comes in a special and I anticipate we doing more. But I also would like the police department to hire a police personnel, whether a sworn officer or just to be certified and to make judgments about just sit all day and send those money or collect those money. Because like I said, the chief just said he did $900 last 900 in one day. Was it last week or one day? I can't remember, but it's a lot of violations on this one stop. And it takes up a lot of time because he showed me what he was doing when he have to approve each one of them. Got to go through so that takes man hours and man personnel. And clearly we have money that's during uh, that can justify a person who can sit there full time and approve those violations to be sent off for billing. So that would be my recommendation. But again, Ms. Jones, I thank you for clarifying what I thought I read, that all that money, we don't have to send it to the state. It goes directly to us. And that should boost our revenue for police department, and we can give the much needed raises, in my opinion, that the officers are needed and want, so we can retain our good officers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Williams. All right. Any other questions related to revenue?
Yeah, Mayor. Okay, Councilwoman Jones has her hand up.
All right, Councilwoman Jones, and I'll come back to you, Councilman.
Thank you. I just need clarity on one item in the revenue section under licenses and permits. It shows for the Penrose zero for this year. Now, if we're getting ready to break ground, have they already paid for those permits, or is that going to be in next year's budget?
Can I go ahead? Mr. Mayor?
Yeah,
Yes, Mr.
I
Stewart.
think you're the
Okay.
only person that can answer, I think, at this point, because we got crickets before.
Yes, Mr. Stewart.
So yes. So I saw last week that we had correspondence saying that they're planning to break ground again. And given that, I think we may need to consider putting some funds here, because if they're going to break ground, it may happen sometime around the latest, September. That's in 2027. And right there, we would have permits to account for. So yes, I think there we may need to do some adjustments to take those into consideration.
Thank you.
Yes. There's one more thing too, Mayor Curtis. Here I have county disposal rebate, and I have zero there, but we should at least have $16,000 there
Where are
because
we?
this is in the middle. So the section that says um, intergovernmental, the bottom, county disposal rebate.
It's
That's in the general, straight to the top.
here.
Yes, scroll down to intergovernment here, where you see county disposal rebate.
Yes.
They were late year before last year, but we got it last year. So I want to account for that 16,000 for this year, for 2027. Yes.
Okay. I don't know. We can deal with that later. All right, Councilman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir,
Yeah.
Mr. Stewart.
Yeah, I'm saying I will clean that up
All
later.
right,
Yes.
Councilman Herring.
Yeah, so right above that, you got $220,000 for state aid, police protection. And are we getting, I mean, you had that in the budget for 2026, and so far we've collected 127,000. So we're gonna get another 100 and whatever thousand within the next 4 months from that?
Um, in the finance for April, we're at 200,000 right now, and that's for April. So we still have more funds coming in before the end of the year. So I'm
Okay,
expecting us to reach close to that. Yes.
okay, so I think one thing we really would need the most recent numbers that we have from the financial statement to, I mean, at least give us the financial reports, the most recent one you had, so we can just compare to what he had. Because right now I'm looking at it, I'm just like, okay, are we going to make up the difference? But you're saying we're at $200,000 now as of April.
Yes, but I've already sent it. So you could look to see my treasurer's report for April. It has
Okay.
all of those. Yes. Was
Okay,
sent
and
last week,
also
Monday.
the other one is interest and other income. If you could scroll
Yes.
down, Mayor. That where is it at? A little bit more. There it is, 388,552. Same with that one. So where are we at with that as of April?
As of April, we're at 278,000 to date.
So we're gonna make another $100,000 in 4 months.
No. It's not going to be 4 months because this is April. So we're looking at another 2 months. So we're looking at
another 2 months.
approximately, yeah. So we're looking at maybe another 55,000
Another
additional.
what?
55,000.
Another 55,000.
Yes.
So that number is kind of high.
Um,
388.
I can tell you that I wasn't as aggressive with investing this year. I am planning to be a lot more aggressive next year as
But
it relates to
are we in a
funds.
state's investment pool?
Yes. So I'll be sending more funds there so that
But how you gonna be sending more funds if we got some major projects we have coming up? If we start working on the elevator, we start working on
that's
the renovations.
exactly. So that's the reason why this year I was not as aggressive, because I'm saying we have all of these projects which we are planning to do. But the good thing about the Maryland investment pool is that if I request funds, let's say the morning of the day that I need it, I could get it by 2 o'clock that day. If at 12 o'clock I request, I will get it the next day. So that is another plus where I'm saying I could put more money there, and whenever I need, that's when I pull. So I will be a lot more aggressive next year.
Oh. Well, why would you put it in there only if we're going to be pulling it out really quickly? I mean, the turnaround, I mean, even though, I mean, a few months may give you a couple of thousands, but
Mm,
nothing to, I mean, because right now you're getting 55,000, you get another, you say we're going to get another 55,000 with what we have in there now.
Right.
And we got, well, how much we got in there now? About $8 million? What we got in there now in our investment fund?
Yes, around
About
a
$8 million?
little over 8 million. Yes.
$8 million. Okay. And you're just gonna make 270 something with 8
But
million. So I mean, you can only be but so aggressive because we need money to operate on.
yes,
So
but if you don't mind, what's happening is I was thinking the same last year, and I floated $2 million in the current account, thinking that we're going to do something this year. And we're now in June, and we didn't do as much as we had planned to do. So
that's
that's why I'm saying that I'm going to be a lot more aggressive um, to put the funds there and use it whenever it's needed, and not just hold a float there, because I floated approximately 2.5 million in the current account because I'm waiting to hear that we are going to be doing these projects, and the year has ended. We're at the last month, and most of the projects that we planned didn't happen this year. So I'll be working a little bit more hands-on for next year.
okay. I guess my question is, what this year we are actually trying to push this stuff forward. So why would we be aggressive this year when we're going to need that money? Because you got to remember that the grants that we got from the state are reimbursable.
Yes.
So we got to submit paperwork and everything. So we say we just start off with the elevator at $1.3 million, or I mean, not the elevator. Let's say we just start off with the police building. And that's $1 million. You got to drop, or $2 million. You got to drop down right then and there. Then we can move forward with the elevator. That's another $3 million or $3.5 million, whatever the heck it's going to be.
Yes.
And then council dies. So we're looking at like a cool $4 million really easily. Especially if we move forward with the police department and we get moving with that within this year, which I'm hoping we do. You know, um, we're going to need some cash up front, before we get reimbursed from the state for any grant money that any bond bill money that we receive from them. So I'm
Yes.
just, thinking.
And I agree. But one other thing I will do, because of the liquidity of the invested funds, when it's needed, I'll request, and we manage it that way. And remember too, we'll be drawing down funds from some of these bonds that we'll be getting money from. So I could balance off whatever we're spending, draw down those funds. They shouldn't take 6 weeks. They shouldn't take 2 months to draw down. So I
Oh yeah.
think we could yes, sir. If
Yeah, okay.
if those documents are um, sent in accurately with their proper support, we will be able to draw it down within 2 months, I believe.
Okay. All right. I'm good.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions as it relates to revenue? Okay. On to the smaller departments, and I unfortunately lost my sheet. Council Clerk, do you remember what we agreed to as it relates to the smaller budgets? I think one was cable, Veterans Memorial, Wilmore Town Center.
And
We could just
legal.
and legal. Thank you. We could start with legal. Yeah. Any questions related to legal, council members? Pretty straightforward. Okay. On to the cable budget. Looks like it's reducing The 12,000, any questions?
Yes, Mayor.
Councilman Herring?
Yeah, that $12,000 second from the bottom, can he explain what do they plan on doing there? That's a
So
great, go ahead.
so the 12,000 is professional services, right? And that relate to the reduction in the amount that we'll be paying to our cable or to our cable recorder. That is Mr. Steel Beach. Our
No,
contract. Yes.
the 12,000 at the bottom of the page,
Oh,
where it says interior maintenance and repairs.
okay. So these are repairs that not really repairs, but I think the studio need to be worked on. So I put an amount there for as an accessible amount for any repairs that need to be done to the studio. We had planned it for last year, but nothing happened. So I'm carrying it forward to this year to see
Let me
if
say
those.
this so that all staff can understand this. Y'all cannot continue to make these building repairs to this building or major maintenance projects without this council knowing what's going on. I mean, walls are going up, offices are being projected to be built in main areas of the building. I mean, it's a lot of things that's going on that the council doesn't know about. And like I said before, the council, if you pull a deed on the building, it belongs to the mayor and the council. So we need to know whatever you want to build. We need to know what you need to do before you decide to get contracts or whatever the heck else is being built. I just want to put that out there because I'm seeing a lot of things happening with this building that I'm not crazy about, and I think it needs to be run by this council since we own the building and we have a final say on whether we want a wall there, whether we don't want a wall there. We want to move people in this other office or do whatever we want to do. But just to sit there and just start building stuff and putting stuff up and proposing to change over a whole studio or whatever you're going to do in there, we don't know what it is. We might not be cool to any of it. We should be at least be given a proposal what you're trying to do. But all right, thank you, Mayor. That's all for me.
Thank you. Councilwoman Cross?
Thank you so much. Yes, I am concerned about that as well, but for the professional services, there is a $12,000 reduction. Can you explain that a little bit more? I know you said that's relative to Steel Beach, but isn't that a contract? Do we need to rebid the contract? And if we're rebidding the contract, has there been issues that warrant that reduction? And then the other piece here is relative to the salaries overall for the cable department lead. Is there anything that we need to have clarified here for this budget coming into fiscal year 27? Thank you.
So for the cable department, yes, the professional fee or professional service here. If I can remember well, what we have done is pull back on some services, and we're only working with Steel Beach, and that's why there's a reduction in this on this line. So that's it for this section.
Any other questions?
Yes, I do want to follow up on that. So what services, because mostly what he does is mostly council meetings. So what services are you pulling back on that's going to save us $12,000?
I only knew about the services that that Rick offers. I don't know if Money is on, who could give us a little more information on the other contracts or the other projected contracts we had last year that we may have moved over to. No, we didn't move it over to media, but I think there were some other contracts in play that didn't go through. So I wanted to reduce what was in that or what was in that line.
See, I think my issue with a lot of this is where we have big variances like this. We need some justification. We need to know what you're actually doing. Because again, what I don't want is that we don't have enough money there for when we have events and we can't have a photographer there, or we can't have, Mr. Gray there to record it, or whatever we need to get done to get the information out there to the citizens. And so I really want to know what was involved in that 12, what services are being cut to the tune of $12,000. I mean, I would like to know what that is, because right now I might just put it back until we can know what's what. Because again, we don't want to be shortchanged, and the next thing you know, 6 months down the road, in December when we having a holiday party, we can't get a videographer, or we can't get Mr. Gray to come out and record it or nothing because there's no money in the budget for it, because we use it all for meetings. So I just like to know what constitutes that $12,000.
So the services that you're referring to, especially videographers and so on, those were included in the media and communications department. So that's where the transfer has happened. So cable does not carry those services anymore. It's now in the media and communications department.
So is that the decrease in the 12,000? Could you
That,
transfer it?
pardon me? I transferred parts of it, yes, and only
Okay.
leave Rick's amount there.
I don't
I don't
see.
know.
I don't
I
see it
don't
in
know.
media, so I don't know what y'all did with it.
Yeah,
Professional service for 6,000,
That's
which we brought over, but
that's the same as last
what
year.
we have, that's the same as that. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't bring anything over to media. So if y'all give me an idea, give me some justification on what y'all cutting, I'd like to know what y'all cutting.
All right, so I'll have a discussion with Bonnie just to go back through this. If she's online and can answer, that will be good. But tomorrow I'll speak with her to see what we did cut off to reduce this by this amount.
Well, now I saw that your hand went up. Did you have anything to add, or would you like time to research?
Good evening, all. Yes, I would like to speak with Mr. Stewart a little bit more on this line. The only thing in this line that should be covered are the cable manager's services. So just doing an adjustment and seeing from FY26 to FY27, exactly how much money will be covered for the meetings or the regular meetings and any additional meetings that may need to be covered for the council.
Yeah. Thank you. Councilwoman Cross?
Thank you. So I can see that the 12,000 is reduced. I can also see that the 23,000 proposed is really in line with the actuals for 25, little short on 24, but in line with 23. And then for 26, way down, way over the cost for 26 actuals. So I can see where you're going. I don't see where the 12,000 went back. It definitely didn't go into the media line because I'm looking at that page. It's not there. Now, the other point that I had was a question on 7630 communications, the cable service fees, and the net annual payment. Now, our actuals for 26 and 25 were zero. I know we had an approved budget at 17,115, but we tried to carry that forward, the same approved budget from 26 to 27. But in 25 and 26, it was zeroed out because there wasn't a need for that cash to be there. And we had started a reduction in 24. So can you explain to me why we're back at 17,000 when we had zeros for particularly line that ends in 7630 communications?
So that line is dealing with the INET, and the INET bill as at February did not come in. It came in, and it's approximately $18,000. So we were a little over there. If you look at the current April report, So the bill actually came in a bit late. It's 18,856, and that was paid in April.
You're saying that's not captured in the actuals for 26 is what you're saying?
And this actual for 2026 is as of February 2026. So that's why Councilman Herring was saying, if we had the financials for up to April, you will see those numbers. But I've sent that report to the council last week. So if you look at your financials for April, this went to the special account. That was a mistake. It should have been put into the cable section in general fund.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any more questions as it relates to the cable department? All right. Veterans Memorial.
Yeah, I got a question on that one. I see you reduced the maintenance for the Veterans Memorial. That actually needs to go up because that's a standard amount that we normally pay each month. I'm not sure why y'all would take it down $7,000 when we spent 13,000 in 2026. And I think there's an invoice that they've been asking us to pay currently for 2026. So I'm not sure why I would take down the maintenance amount. That really should be, that should stay with exactly where it is, really.
Stay at the 16,000.
Yeah, because I mean that's what normally we've been paying for the last couple of years for maintenance of that memorial. I mean, usually it's about 13 to 16,000. That needs to stay like it is.
Okay, so that one I'll adjust.
All right, any other questions? All right. One more town center. Any questions for one more town center? It's staying staying the exact same. All right. And the farmers market. Staying the same. Yes, Stuart, go ahead.
I'm a little concerned about the farmers market. I think for the last couple of years we haven't seen any movement. I think if we're putting funds aside to do this, I think we should actually start with, getting proper feasibility study to ensure that we can make this a success if we are planning to move forward with it.
All right. Any other questions? Councilwoman Cross.
Yeah, so we haven't done anything with this in 26. And so with 27, 20,500 is quite a bit of money. And then I agree with Treasurer at this point that we need to really get a feasibility study relative to it because I haven't had any citizens complaining about not having it. And that's just from my perspective, and that's of course across all the actual years where it's been zeroed out. But then even like for 26, where there was a budget, there was no call for it, no missed effort, if you will. So I'm with the acting city manager on this one. I believe that this can be something that we hold postponed until we get a feasibility study and a community assessment mailer done to make sure that this is something the citizens really want. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Yeah. Those were all of the smaller budgets. Does council want to tell? Mr. Stewart?
Yes, Mr. Curtis. Mayor Curtis, I actually sent a list of the areas that I believe we should consider. You've done revenue, cable, Woodmore Town Center, Veterans Memorial, Farmers Market, and legal so far. There are two other areas that are two other departments that I had on my list, and that is the media and communication and code enforcement. So we could discuss media and communication now, because there is a specific adjustment that needs to be done, because there was an oversight as it relates to the media and communications manager. She was put in as a grade 6, and she was supposed to be a grade 7 tier employee. So what it's showing here is that she actually did not.
Point of order, Mayor. We getting into personnel actions now because there's somebody sitting in a position. I think that should be a closed meeting item. And there's a couple of other issues that I saw in the email about salaries and all this other stuff that I think are closed meeting items that we need to discuss these.
Thank you. Point of order is noted, and I agree that as it relates to decisions and discussions related to personnel should be in a closed session.
Also, Mayor, I mean, we haven't touched the executive budget, and that's a small budget, so that's one we always is. Oh, it's all been zeroed out, so we good.
It's all,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
I'm
zeroed out.
sorry. Okay, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to, outside of personnel, that you want to touch on in the media and media and communications, Mr. Stewart?
Anything specific? Not really. That's it.
Okay. Let me just change these to yellow since we've done them. Yellow. Yellow. Legal. And you said code enforcement.
Code enforcement.
Okay. Councilwoman Cross?
Yeah, thank you so much. On the media and communication department, just to move off of that, I understand you want to do closed session, but does that impact this budget that we're pushing? Because we have 73,269. I mean, is there like a number that this changes to?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Well, are we still talking about, what are you talking about?
That
Something other than personnel?
no.
Yeah,
No.
this is budget relative to the budget of 27. How does that impact the budget of 27 on this page?
Point of order,
What line item
Mayor.
are you talking?
Personnel.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
personnel.
so Councilman Cross, we're not going to discuss personnel in open session. We'll discuss it in closed session.
We're going to do that after this meeting, I presume.
If council so wishes, or at another time. because I believe there are other personnel issues, not issues, but personnel items uh, that needs to be discussed, as Councilman Harry was stating from the email that was received today. So,
Okay, thank you.
mhm. All right. Code enforcement. Any questions related to the adjustments made in code enforcement?
Yes.
Councilman Harry?
I guess my biggest thing is an office assistant for $53,000. I'm not understanding, and I've been saying this year after year after year, that why personnel are not utilized the way they're supposed to be utilized. Originally, the administrative assistant at the front desk was supposed to be admin support for public works and code enforcement. I'm not sure where we got away from that, or how we got away from that, but that was to help, fill that whole role out. It wasn't just to answer phones and do little, do some, typing or memos and stuff. It's supposed to be admin support for public works and for code enforcement. So I'm not sure. We keep on adding these people, and everybody got an assistant who has an assistant, and everybody does not need an assistant. We got more than enough personnel up there, I think, to handle the job. And I think that people need to be utilized in the best way that's beneficial to the city, the citizens, and our tax dollars. So I do have a problem with that office assistant for that position. I mean that position in code enforcement.
So that we will look into, and I'll discuss it further with the code enforcement manager.
Councilman Jones?
So, thank you, Mayor Curtis. The code enforcement office assistant will focus primarily on code enforcement issues. I think that's what they're trying to get to, because maybe the persons that Councilman Herring speaks of has focused with the general assistant office assistant work. Maybe this is something we need to discuss in personnel too, but they have the focus of the general office assistant, and then they have public works and code enforcement. And code enforcement seems to need a person to, from what I understand, from what I can see, that maybe they need an assistant that focus primarily on their issues to assist them in getting, because I think they get a lot of phone calls, a lot of people come up to the city hall to interact with them. So if the officers are out on the street and the executive is doing his due diligence, maybe that office assistant can do tickets and do other things, the necessary office things that need to be done. Just like in the police department, you have a person, a officer or a person, a sworn officer, that's like the administrative aide to the police department that does different things like set up classes, make sure this is done, licensed properly, make sure this is certified, make sure that everybody's, what they have an administrative officer that takes care of those things. So I'm seeing this, maybe this office assistant will do the same thing because of the fact, I think what Councilman Herring is saying is that the person that does do this, they do, their main focus is not code enforcement. They have 3 other things to focus on that we know of right here. They may have more that we don't know about. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I?
I'm sorry, go ahead,
Can
Mr.
I?
Stewart. Yes.
Okay, so one of the situation that we see happening now, which I failed to answer earlier, and it's the fact that code enforcement whole operations has more than doubled. They are doing so much more, and the requirement or the requirement on their time to get certain things done has now I think it has quadrupled. So that department actually need someone who is expedient and specific to that department to get their administrative side, resolved.
Okay. Councilman Cross.
Thank you. My question is relative to line item 7650, relative to conferences and training. I'm just looking across the fiscal years that there hasn't been, as far as mandatory or required training, heavy attendance, except for in FY25, which was a significant amount of attendance. 26, there was zero amount of attendance, and we budgeted for 4,500. Again, for fiscal year 27, 4,500 being budgeted, but we've never met that threshold. Is there a unique course or some class? Could we get some clarity on exactly what this number means? Because we've had the same amount of active employees for the past 3 years, and I'm just looking across the expenditure line. This doesn't seem to line up with a $4,500 investment. Thank you. And the second is, forgive me, is 8390, and that's the abatement cost. I see that we have a proposed budget of abatement costs for $10,000 for FY27, and in 26 we had an approved budget for 400. Now I did note when we went over the revenue section that there is an expectation of earnings affiliated or associated with abatement. Can you just give me some clarity on what those two pieces mean? Thank you.
Sure. No problem. So for the training and the conference, for the year 2026, the enforcement manager wanted to work with the team that he has personally, get them up to scratch, and then next year he will be sending them for more training. They actually did a conference last week. I couldn't say how much it came up to, but they're beginning to use these funds to enhance their department. And as I said before, it all has to do with I don't want to say aggressive, but code enforcement has been operating at a higher level than we had before. And at times they will need to go out to get external, training and courses to help them to continue this process that they're in. As it relates to the abatement, again, yes, they are going out, ensuring that people stay with the codes that are there, and we're getting pushback. They will be moving forward and get those codes, taken care of, even if it's through abatement. So we have the abatement cost, what we think it would cost to get anything that is out of code back into code, and our collections, and want to make sure that we could collect exactly what we spent. So between the collection and the expense, it will, or it should be a nil effect. But this is all about the higher demand and the higher work level that is going into the code department, which has enhanced over the years.
And
Thank you. No, I was calling on Vice President Ferguson. But I'm
Yes.
not Vice President. I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson.
Yes, I wanted to know as far as the training, is that $4,500, that's for the whole staff?
Yes, it's for the whole staff for the whole year.
Yeah, I mean, to me, $4,500 is not much at all for a complete staff. As far as the assistant, the new position,
Yes.
I'm not in agreement with that. Some of my reasons may spill over into personnel, so I don't know what I could go into some of the things, but I do know that from my it was my understanding, the position that's there right up in the front, right there where Mr. Green's office is, some of those duties should be covered by that particular personnel. The other concern I have is that even with this is a space type situation, which in my opinion, the staff is sitting in the hallway. I mean, where would we put this person? But that's not as important to me as the putting in another position. I am in agreement with Councilman Herring. There are staff there that can pick those duties up and that are not being done at this particular time. So I am not in agreement with adding on that position. However, I am in agreement with them getting um, the proper administrative
Training.
support that they need, both them and Public Works. Thank you.
Mayor.
Yes, sir. Councilman Harry?
Yeah, so I do want to ask a question about repairs and maintenance vehicles. What happened in 2026 with, 2025, 2024 repairs and maintenance was like 2,500, 2025, it was 1,789. Then it jumped up to, in 2026 to $7,900 in repairs and maintenance. And that's almost double the budget that was there. We had 4,300 budgeted. What happened there, and why does it need to be $8,000? I mean, they're averaging about $4,000 a year. So what made it jump that high to $7,910? And why are we taking the budget up to 8,000? Was that something in particular or what?
If Mr. If James is on, maybe he could tell you more. But what I could tell you is that the vehicles that we have, those 3 vehicles, required so many repairs last year or during 2026 that we felt as if it was a bad purchase, these vehicles. And with most of them, their warranties was not covering some of these expenses that we were paying, some of these repairs that was going on. So I was not very happy with that. I don't know if Mr. Green could speak more on it, but I think the purchase of those vehicles were not the best because the repairs did not have coverage.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Mr.
Yeah,
Green?
Terrence, if I may, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, what we're running into, especially with the vehicles that was purchased in 2022, is that there is something mechanically going on with those vehicles that may be systematic, whereas though moving forward, that we probably won't purchase any more of those type vehicles. They've had to go to the dealership for a recall, and also they had to go to fleet more times than we think is necessary as they try to resolve these intermittent problems that continue to happen with these particular vehicles. There's acceleration issues that happen. The issue is that it's not happening all day, every day. That's very intermittently when it's happening, but it is happening, and it's causing us to have to put the vehicles back in the shop. And also, there are some preventative maintenance issues there. We had to replace some tires, oil change, and things of that nature.
Councilman Cross?
Thank you. And my question is relative to 8360 support equipment. There's a major purchase there going on. Could I get a little bit more explanation? Is everybody getting new laptops, and is there a special program or something that we're purchasing that's running that cost from, I think the highest we were ever at was 2,800. Thank you.
So this is relating to the purchase of the T2 contract that has to do with the parking permits that we are putting in place. So that's why just the equipment and what is required to run that program, we are seeing up to that amount. I don't know if James would like to comment further.
Good evening again, if I may. So what we're doing is we're proposing to purchase this a parking enforcement platform. It includes one handheld ticket writing device, which is cloud-based citation management. It has an online payment system with ticket dispute tools. It has setup, training, support, and collection services for unpaid citations. So right now, we're doing everything by hand manually. This will give us the handheld device that will kind of upgrade what we're doing. Many times the tickets that's issued, if there's inclement weather or anything like that, the writing on the ticket fades away, uh, rip and tear. With this device, that will no longer be an issue, and it will automate the ticket processing and the ticket payment system. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other
Yeah, Mayor.
questions? Yes,
Yeah.
Councilman Hare.
Could y'all do me a favor when y'all put a description in here, put exactly what you're trying to get. I mean, it says code enforcement miscellaneous support equipment 500. If it's a new software package, at least let us know what the new software package is called, so that we can be more aware of what it is. Because it looks like you're just buying equipment and laptops, and we don't even know what it's for. But also under 8630 office supplies, John spent $267. I don't know how much as of April. I'm not sure how much was spent as of April on office supplies. And you want to increase your budget up to $2,500. And looking at previous years, you barely spent over, I mean, it was spent over $1,700. So what's the rationale for taking it up so high? Why couldn't you leave it where it was at $1,700? Mr. Stewart, where's the current expense as of April for that line item?
Okay, so currently 76 supplies. Oh, we're at 1,490.
1,490.
Yes.
April, May, June. So we're talking about another 2 months. So I mean, 2,500 seems like that's high to me. Another line item, same thing with operating supplies, 8640. You spent $28 in 2026, 925 in 2025, and 413 in 2024. You want to take it up $1,000 to 3,200. And how much have they spent so far as of April? Mr. Stewart?
It is at 111.
$111.
Yes.
So do they need $3,200 for? I mean, what else are they doing differently that will warrant that amount, that increase?
So as I said, with the increased amount of operation that they are going into, we are preparing for the supplies that they'll need to continue operating.
But they've been operating at full effect just as of April. So, and they've only done $111 worth. I mean, what more are they going to be doing? I'm trying to figure out. I mean, they're the most efficient department we got up in here. So I'm just trying to figure that one out. I mean, do they really need it? That's what I'm saying. Justifications need to come with this, because I've given us these numbers, and I'm just trying to. I don't see it. I don't see where they need to go up to $3,200. And
For the
also vehicle
operating.
review. Where we have with vehicle fuel as of now,
Vehicle fuel.
8612. Yeah.
We had 2147.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with
2001.
that.
Mhm.
All right. And also same thing with new officer setup. We spent $335. We ain't got no positions for the new officer, do we? We got one position? It ain't gonna cost $3,500 to suit them. I think the most we spent was $1,200. Y'all want to take it up to 2,000? I mean, y'all want to leave it at 2,000? A new officer setup?
This is provision for if we have turnover in staff.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And there's a new position there as well.
What new
Not
position?
not new position, but there is an additional position for that is vacant that needs to be
Oh,
filled.
it needs to be filled.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Okay. I'm good. All right. Thank you.
Are you talking about the assistant
Um,
up here?
no, not the assistant. There's another officer that
Oh, okay.
position is vacant. There was something else that I wanted to bring to your attention, the uniform. I have 2,000 there, but I think maybe we should be looking at more uniform for the code enforcement. I don't know if I've been having a discussion with Mayor Pertem, and she was making some recommendation. I don't know if she wants to speak on that with regard to code enforcement getting certain uniform.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson, do you have anything to add with the uniforms for code enforcement?
No.
Okay. All right. Council members, that's the end of the departments we said we'll discuss.
Mr. Curtis,
Yes, sir.
I had my department in that list as well.
You said before we started, you said you had two more on your list. Now you want me to believe there were three on your list?
It was two more: code enforcement and treasury.
Point of order,
No,
Mr. President. Can we hit them some other day?
yes,
Sure,
yes.
sure.
Um, so Thursday we have another work session that we will advertise for and put an agenda out for. Um, just being respectful of people's time, we can take on this is done. Um, we can take on probably what the admin, legislative, and finance, and then adjourn to closed session to discuss the um actually since we don't have well we do have one employee there. We could do admin, finance, and police, and then adjourn to closed session to discuss the personnel items on Thursday. Any objections to those three? And then doing the final three on another time? Okay. Council Clerk, can you write this down, please, so we don't forget? Thursday, we'll be going over the admin budget, the finance budget, and the police budget.
Got it?
And we'll also be going into closed session to discuss the personnel. So everyone is aware on Thursday. Okay. Any Any closing announcements before we adjourn from council
Uh,
members?
I have one, Mayor. Did you want to do the resolution that I sent out earlier today?
Yeah, so we'll add those two resolutions to the work session as well
Okay, thank you.
for Thursday.
Okay.
All right, so Thursday work session, Tuesday public hearing, and as council members recall, we pushed the regular session back a week, so we'll probably try to add another session to go over the last section of the budget next week. Is everybody available since we have a meeting on Tuesday already? Everyone available next Thursday, the 11th at 7? Any opposition to us holding a meeting, our final budget meeting that Thursday, the 11th?
I'm not available.
I'm sorry, would you say, Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
I'm not available.
I'm not
Okay.
available either.
All right. Um, anyone available on that Monday, the 8th? Or should I say, is anyone unavailable Monday, the 8th? Or that's, yeah. Mr. Gray? Mr. Gray, is that you with SBP? I assume it is you.
Yes, sir. I am not available on the 8th.
Okay. We'll figure it out. We can figure it out. We may just, since there are only two items that probably will fall on the regular session, we may be able to finish up the budget just with the regular session as opposed to adding another meeting. All right.
Hold up, Mayor. You said we're going to finish up the budget during the regular session?
Well, if we can't find another uh, meeting time,
I was hoping we
hey,
knock this out, and then we could by that time we could bring the budget to the floor for a vote at the regular session at least.
okay,
I
you
mean,
guys
it's
are
already been introduced and everything, but I mean, I throw some dates out there. Everybody probably got to look at their calendar and see.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, when do you guys get back from conference?
the 18th.
Oh, sorry. Can't we do the 18th?
I'm not driving all the way back to Boston City to sit in front of you folks for the rest of it. I thought I've been away on vacation. No, I'm not. Just...
You're going to get a recess in July now. Stop it.
What was wrong with the 8th of June? Can't the clerk run the session?
It won't be broadcast, so people can witness.
Do we have a media chief that can help us in that capacity?
Was you saying it won't be broadcast on what, YouTube or just?
It'll just be Zoom.
Zoom.
So yeah, it wouldn't be broadcast anywhere else.
But don't we got a media chief that could help in that capacity?
Not to my understanding, it's Mr. Gray who connects the cable and the YouTube and the whole gambit of media outlets.
So what I can do is record it, have it recorded on Zoom, and I put it up that evening on the 8th. It'll be up before, I'll say 11 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock p.m. And that'll in turn be broadcast at 12, 11 a.m. and 7:30 p.m.
All right. Any opposition to that? Holding the meeting on next Monday at 7 p.m. Uh, it just being Zoom and then being replayed later that evening, later that night.
That works for me.
Works for me.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
All right. Hearing no other objections, Council Clerk, let's also start prepare for a meeting on Monday, June the 8th.
Excuse me, I thought there was a budget meeting next Tuesday.
There is.
There's is a budget meeting next Tuesday.
So there are two budget meetings next week. Or next Tuesday is actually the public hearing.
Oh, you're right. So we
Yeah.
did. So we're gonna do three more on Thursday. Oh, yeah. So we can just use the public hearing.
Right. That's what I thought we were going to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got confused. Yeah, so we just reserve time on that public hearing to actually have a discussion on the budget. That's fine. So we don't need the 8th.
So our goal is to get the budget done before the 22nd in order to vote on it.
Correct.
Okay, so we got six more departments to look at, correct?
Correct. Three on
So we're gonna do
Thursday.
three on Thursday. We'll do three on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And then then we need to do a final budget after everything's been put together. Then we do that once Mr. Stewart gets all the figures together. Then we do a final budget to make sure that everything is where we said it's going to go. So we do need three meetings, or can we do it in two?
I think you're right. I think we need a three because I'm not trying to rush through the budget once it's redone. I want to go
Right.
through it and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be because, we got caught last time like that.
Yeah, but the problem is with it, if let's say we have the Thursday one, the
On
problem is
Monday
that
one
the
and a
8th and
Tuesday.
ninth is not fast enough. It's too fast of a turnaround for all the changes that we may have presented to be addressed.
But it'll still be completed by the 22nd, which is our goal to get it voted on by the 22nd. Because even if we do a meeting on the 8th, the 9th, it'll still give Mr. Stewart ample time before the 22nd comes up.
Okay. So are you saying that you want to keep the meeting on the 8th?
I would say we do the three, but I'm only one person, so.
I would do it. I say do it and let's knock it out the way because
All right.
just try to knock
Any
it
op-
out.
any objections to doing the 4th, the 8th, the 9th, and then having that lag for any adjustments before the 22nd? Councilwoman Cross.
No opposition. My proposal was for the 8th. I think that we also need to get as much done before we get to citizens' comments, because what we don't want to do is jam the citizens with trying to appreciate any discussion prior to their comments. So if we could get as much carried forth on the 8th, then when the 9th happens, it's really about the citizens' responses to what they have heard. Okay, that's what I would hope we would do.
But the 9th is a public hearing for legislation that's going to be it will not be for budget issues, because that won't come up until the 22nd once we approve the budget, and then there's citizens' comments.
Yeah. And just to note, we have already held a public hearing for citizens' comments. I'll note that only one person spoke. Only one portion. No, two people spoke, I believe. And only three people showed up. But we can adjust moving forward. So, all right. So the 4th, the 8th, the 9th, and then the 22nd. All right. The time is 9:06. This meeting is now adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.